Welcome to the MCUL May Priority Report. This month's report includes the latest status on important advocacy issues, an update on our Open Your Eyes to a Credit Union campaign that launched in April, information on upcoming educational and compliance opportunities, plus delivers an update from the Michigan Credit Union Foundation and CU Solutions Group. New this year, we have been sending our members monthly detailed advocacy updates, as you know. I hope that you're finding these more detailed reports useful. In our priority report like this one, though, we will reference some but not all of those issues. So for a more detailed summary on the advocacy issues, please refer to that monthly publication. Now, MCUL and CUNA are working hard to advance pro-credit union legislation in Washington. We're pleased to see the Financial Services Committee in the House pass two important bills. First, the committee passed the SAFE Banking Act. This bill would prevent federal regulators from punishing credit unions and other financial institutions that service cannabis businesses. Currently, 172 members of the House have co-sponsored the bill, including 8 members of our delegation from Michigan. It's extremely encouraging that 7 of the 8 Michigan co-sponsors, along with Senator Peters, agreed to sign on to that bill shortly after our CUNA GAC Hill visits with them. Now, relatedly, in addition to the SAFE Banking Act, Congress recently introduced the STATES Act. The bill is broader in scope than the SAFE Banking Act, but for our purposes, it provides financial institutions with the safe harbor protections necessary to serve these businesses. Leaders from the state of Michigan are standing up to urge Congress to address this issue as well. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel was among a bipartisan group of state attorneys general to sign on to a letter to Congress urging passage of the SAFE Banking Act. And our DIFS director, Anita Fox, joined 24 of her counterparts to do the same, signing on to a letter to Congress urging them to pass legislation that creates this safe harbor. Next, on May 9th, the committee unanimously passed the Counter Act. This is a bill that provides Bank Secrecy Act and anti-money laundering relief to financial institutions by indexing currency transaction report thresholds for inflation. And it requires FinCEN, in consultation with industry stakeholders, to study the design of modified suspicious activity report forms. The reforms included in the Counter Act would bring meaningful relief to credit unions and shine the light on how outdated and burdensome some of these laws and regulations are. Given this positive bipartisan committee action, we're very hopeful that the legislation will also make it through this Congress successfully. In other news from Capitol Hill regarding data security and privacy, the MCUL and Michigan credit unions continue to educate members of the delegation and their staff and call on them to support strong data security legislation. CUNA also wrote to U.S. House and Senate leadership recently, calling on Congress to treat data privacy as a national security issue and to pass legislation to establish a federal data security standard that preempts state laws. As for the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, CUNA wrote leadership of the U.S. Senate Appropriations Committee recently and urged them to encourage the FCC to modernize its regulations for TCPA. The TCPA, as you know, restricts the making of telemarketing calls and the use of auto-dialing systems and artificial or pre-recorded messages. And the FCC has failed to update its regulations to keep up with the needs of consumers in a mobile age. CUNA and MCUL are also concerned about partisan efforts to enable banking services by the U.S. Postal Service. U.S. Senator and presidential candidate Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman Cortez recently introduced legislation they believe would help the underserved and underbanked gain access to essential financial services by permitting the U.S. Postal Service to offer certain financial services and products. Now, Postal Service banking is not a new idea, but CUNA and MCUL have expressed once again our opposition to authorizing the Postal Service to re-enter the banking services arena because there already exists so many private sector options for consumers, including those offered so well by credit unions. And finally, regarding minority home ownership, in a letter to Congress, CUNA expressed the credit union industry commitment to ensuring the housing finance market continues to be both accessible and affordable to minority borrowers. Now, at the state level in Lansing, while a lot of the legislative energy is focused on the governor's proposed 45-cent tax hike to fix the roads and the fast-moving auto insurance reform legislation, certain credit union-friendly legislation is also being considered that I want to talk about. But first, a brief moment on the auto insurance reform legislation. Our members should know that the MCUL is advocating for legislation that makes auto insurance more affordable for consumers. Credit unions are all about providing access to affordable financial services, and this extends to auto insurance, obviously. Michigan's laws need to be updated, and we will advocate for bipartisan reforms that help achieve that. Now, as I said, we're also pleased that certain MCUL-supported legislation is progressing, such as the data breach legislation that passed out of the House Financial Services Committee. There's also a package of bills on the prevention of elder abuse that have been introduced, and our Attorney General, Dana Nessel, has convened a state elder abuse task force to review and make recommendations on how to educate the public on this problem. The MCUL is also represented on that task force. Now, moving on to consumer awareness. Your support for cooperative advertising is appreciated as we launch our latest CU Link campaign under the theme, Open Your Eyes to a Credit Union, in conjunction with CUNA and other state leagues. If your credit union has not yet made the decision to make a full share contribution, or if you have not yet taken steps to integrate your branding with the campaign, we invite you to visit our website or contact a member of our team to get information on how you can do that. On a related note, we believe that cooperative advertising is vitally important in our advocacy efforts as we communicate the credit union difference, not just to members and potential members, but in our communities and online all across the state. So your funding support is greatly appreciated for the CU Link campaign. And now looking at updates from the Michigan Credit Union Foundation. A recently formed young professional network group called FUEL, which is supported by the foundation, already has 50 members. FUEL stands for Fueling, Uplifting, Educating Leaders, with a tagline of Young Professionals Sustaining the Credit Union Movement. Contact the foundation to see how your credit union can help with young professional leadership development through the foundation's FUEL program. Also, enhanced financial counseling certification training kicks off this month for 85 participants. The foundation keeps the program affordable and enhances CUNA's self-study curriculum with group webinars and live training sessions in Michigan. With funding from 60% of Michigan credit unions and 20 businesses already this year, our foundation aims to provide $190,000+ to support credit union community reinvestment and financial education initiatives. Your contributions for the foundation are so important, and in turn, all credit unions should consider applying for relevant grants to support their community involvement and financial education efforts. Now, on the education front, following the annual convention and exposition in Detroit, we have a full calendar planned for the remainder of the year. We're looking forward to bringing you the Executive Summit in mid-September at Bay Harbor, followed by the Fall Leadership Development Conference in Traverse City. Late September brings IRA and health savings workshops in Traverse City, followed by fall sessions on lending, telephone collections, and a contact center conference. Last year, the call center conference was sold out, so we've expanded it for this year. We hope credit unions who are registered for the AC&E will take advantage of a complimentary offer to sign up for either Inside Credit Union Compliance or Inside Credit Union Young Professionals, which takes place on Thursday, June 6th. One session of the Inside Credit Union Compliance will assist credit unions in understanding FASB's current CECL rule, which will take effect December 15th of 2021. Since CECL is such an important topic, we will be offering additional sessions at the upcoming Executive Summit and Fall Leadership events. Our Regulatory Affairs Group is also putting together a Regulatory Exam Enhancement Task Force to better understand and work to pave a better examination experience with both the NCUA and DIFs for our Michigan credit unions. As always, the League will continue to identify ways to assist credit unions with compliance and improvements to the examination and supervision process. Switching to a brief update from CU Solutions Group, the Technology Solutions Division at CUSG is securing additional reseller agreements to integrate with the LifeSteps Wallet product, which is our Mobile Banking Plus app that works to keep credit unions competitive with tech-savvy neobanks. Current credit union clients are excited for our latest partnership with real estate tech company NestReady and our exclusive rights to their home buying experience solutions for the credit union industry. To further expand our fintech offerings, we've created LifeStep Solutions LLC, a fintech subsidiary of CUSG. I'll be talking more about future developments and investment opportunities with our new subsidiary at the upcoming AC&E and in other communications. Now, in marketing solutions, Gas Station TV is harnessing the latest advancements in device data and what's called geospatial analytics. Credit unions can leverage these insights to better direct their marketing efforts, and many of our clients are already seeing the value of device tagging in proximity to their GSTV aired messages at these gas stations, allowing them to retarget key audiences within a credit union's field of membership. As a business partner of MCUL and affiliates, credit unions can use their CU-Link integration dollars for gas station TV media placement. With the national and state level launch of the Open Your Eyes campaign, this is a perfect time to reach families gassing up their vehicles for summer vacations. Now, our Performance Solutions division recently announced a strategic alliance with the Canada-based CU Training, acquiring exclusive interest in their learning management suite. This new relationship will expand and enhance our delivery of learning management software and content. We'll be offering these capabilities with Performance Pro, our performance management software, as well as a standalone product called the Learning Center, or TLC 360. Over to Strategic Advisory Solutions now. Our compliance and leadership experts have been hard at work creating a Compliance Officer Bootcamp E-Series. These live online tutorials will take place on 4 dates beginning in June and running through September. Among other important areas, participants will learn how to interpret regulations, take on regulatory compliance, understand due diligence requirements, and investigate suspicious activity. You can register for this or any of the E-Series by emailing our Strategic Advisory team. Additionally, AC&E attendees can access exclusive savings on the E-Series with a promo code found in the conference booklet. Finally, before signing off, I'd like to invite our members to watch the latest installment of my CU Insight column on CEO Connect. In the May video and article, it's titled Selling Payments and Wealth Management Services in an Age of Continuous Connection. I discuss how credit unions need to reassess how effectively they meet members' savings and investment needs in an economic climate where loan demand is outpacing the growth of deposits. Both the article and video are available at the CUSG and MCUL, as well as the CU Insight websites. Well, that's all for this month's edition of Priority Report. If you have questions or suggestions on how MCUL and CUSG can better meet your needs, we welcome the opportunity to hear from you. My team and I hope to see you at the MCUL and CUSG Annual Convention in Detroit, June 5th through June 8th. We'll see you there.